Welcome back. Let's begin our second story. CJ's Big Project, a story by CJ Watson, written by Tamika Newhouse and illustrated by Cameron Wilson. This book is dedicated to my parents and grandparents who continually pushed education on me and wouldn't let me play sports unless my grades were good enough. They always would say, education comes first. Rip Mary Louise Watson and Mary Louise Sneed. Walking into the gym, CJ dribbles his basketball in hopes of blowing off some steam. Just moments before, CJ received some bad news from his teacher, Mrs. Anderson, and basketball was the perfect distraction. He shoots the ball towards the basket, but he misses. Coach Madison walks in and notices CJ playing alone. "Hey CJ, school's over. Shouldn't you be headed towards the school bus?" "I got a bad grade on my science project today, Coach, and I don't want to tell my parents about it." CJ plops down on the bleachers, dropping his head in shame. "Failure is a part of life, son. You just keep trying to do better. Is there a way to make up the grade?" With a feint of hope in his voice, CJ says, "My teacher is giving me the chance to make it up and do the project over. I have to do good, Coach, or I won't be able to play in the next game." Coach pats CJ on the shoulder. "You can do this, CJ. I have faith in you. Be as confident as you are on the court." On the bus, CJ tunes out the noise and stares out the window. He thinks about Coach Madison's advice. Be confident like I am on the court. Be confident like I am on the court. Basketball is easy for me. That's where I feel most comfortable and free. The thoughts roll around in his head before he shouts out, "I will do great this time. I have to play in the next big game." "Who are you talking to?" a voice from behind him asks out of nowhere. CJ quickly turns around to face his classmate Tim. "You scared me, Tim. I was just thinking about my science project. I have to do it over or I can't play in the next big game." "So why do you have to do it over?" "Mrs. Anderson says that I didn't explain gravity in my project." "Basketball could work. There's a science to it. Look it up. Should be easy," Tim assures him. Smiling, CJ feels a little bit more of hope. "Thanks, Tim." When CJ makes it home, he walks in the house and drops his backpack by the front door. "Mama, I'm home," he yells, making his way into the kitchen to grab a snack. "Welcome home, son. Your teacher called the house today and mentioned your project. You didn't get a good grade?" "No, Mama, I didn't, but I really tried my best." Sitting down at the kitchen table, CJ kicks his shoes off and gets comfortable. He spots an apple in the fruit bowl and takes a bite. "I'll do better next time, Mama. I promise," he says, crunching down on his fruity snack. His mother pinches her nose as she takes in a whiff of something strong. "Ooh, those socks smell, CJ. We have to wash them." "No, Mama, they're my lucky socks. They help me win the games. If I wash them, they won't have magical powers anymore." CJ jumps to explain. Waving her hands to block the smell, Mama shakes her head. "Those smelly socks can't possibly help anything. Whew!" The smell is so bad she has to cover her nose. "Well, let's just wear them on game day." Oof. "Now off to your room. Your teacher wants you to redo your project. I'll see you when dinner is ready." "Yes, ma'am." CJ grabs his backpack and rushes to his room to get started. Determined not to fail this time, CJ focuses really hard on his homework, remembering his coach's advice, Tim's suggestion, and then his mother's encouragement. A thought pops into his head. "I will show everyone how to play basketball. This will work." Excited, CJ begins to write down his ideas on how basketball and science can work together to help win a game. First, you make sure the weight of the ball is good, and then you give it a huge bounce. Yes, this is going to be great. On the day of the presentation, CJ sits nervously at his desk, waiting for the chance to present his project. Tim decides to walk over when he sees his friend. "What's up, CJ? Did you finish your project?" he asks. "Yes, but I'm nervous. What if Mrs. Anderson doesn't get it and fails me again?" "Hey, don't worry about it. Just stay focused and you'll pass. Trust your gut." "Thanks, Tim. Well, here goes nothing," he says after hearing Mrs. Anderson call his name to come to the front of the class. When he makes it to the front, he begins bouncing the ball. Dribbling the ball isn't just about bouncing it. It's about control, too. And gravity can help you control the ball. "Your project is on basketball?" Mrs. Anderson asks. CJ begins to hear his coach's voice again in his head. "Be as confident as you are on the court." "Yes, ma'am. My project is about the science of basketball. Bouncing the ball on the ground, passing to your teammate, and shooting at the goal. All depend on physics, math, and the laws of motion," CJ confidently says, hoping that Mrs. Anderson understands. "This is true. Tell us more." Mrs. Anderson grows excited, and so does his classmates. "Well, this is my favorite basketball. I am able to grip it easily. See?" CJ extends his arm outwards and then drops the ball. It hits the ground and bounces back towards his hand. "Gravity." CJ speaks confidently. His classmates laugh and applaud him as they begin to understand dribbling and controlling the ball. Controlling the ball is the first step, but the next is learning to shoot. Now that takes talent, you know. CJ jokingly points to himself as the class erupts in laughter. Mrs. Anderson walks up to CJ and pats him on the shoulder. "Nicely done, CJ. This was nicely done." "I had to be confident like I am on the court, Mrs. Anderson. It was easy from there." "So, can I play in the next game?" CJ asks excitedly. Laughing, Mrs. Anderson nods her head. "Yes, CJ, you can play in the next game." "Yes!" CJ cheers. Walking back to his desk, CJ looks down at his lucky socks. I knew these socks were lucky. The end. Yes! I absolutely love it. Now, I read on one of CJ Watson's Instagram posts that a couple of reasons why he created these books was to give little boys and little girls show them the importance of dreaming big, and that inspired CJ's big dream. And CJ's big project is to show how important education is. Without education, I mean, you could get places, but with an education, it will take you even further. And by reading every day and going to school, doing your homework, you are setting yourself up for amazing opportunities and to have an amazing future when you grow up to be my age. I'm sure CJ Watson always wanted to be a basketball player when he grew up, but look where it led him to. He even wrote books. He's an author now. So always dream big and never give up on your hopes and your dreams. So I thank you so much, Mr. CJ, for sending me these books. They are wonderful. I thank you all so much for joining me, but it's time to sing some goodbyes. Are you ready? Goodbye, 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 my friends, goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb into bed and sleep real tight. On a count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3, good night.